Hello, hello. Welcome back to our fourth installment of our series, Should You Buy or Hold Real Estate During Inflationary Times? I'm Stuart Heath, founder and CEO of Harvard Grace Capital. So far, we've covered in other installments general price increases, fixed rate debt. Your debt stays the same so you can pay the bank back with cheaper dollars. And today we're going to discuss that inflation does not treat all classes of real estate the same. Why might that be? Well, as in most things in finance, most issues break down to whether or not your end user is a consumer, i.e. people, or a business, institutions. Well, inflation hits consumers the hardest because businesses tend to pass price increases on. And so consumers then make decisions on what they're going to buy and sell. So the first class that comes to mind when you talk about inflation hurting real estate is perhaps your vacation rental, which is certainly not 100% universal. Usually inflation does not hurt luxury high-end goods and services at all because the rich tend to stay rich, whether there's inflation or not. But there's hundreds and thousands of vacation rentals of all various kinds from the mountains to the coast. And many of those are price targeted at lower and middle income people, who are the ones always getting hit hardest by inflation. So if you're holding those kind of properties during inflationary times, you're going to have a hiccup or two. Maybe you only rent it out for 75% of the weeks during the year rather than 100% of the weeks. So maybe you don't get the 20% price increase that you've gotten over the last several years as you've been operating your vacation rental. Maybe you're not holding that property for income at all, and that's okay with you. So, but as it operates as commercial real estate, you're going to end up with a hiccup and not necessarily be able to adjust to the market. Why is that? Well, because vacation rentals are short-term leases. This includes all the Airbnbs around. People will cease to travel as much. So when your commitments from your customers are very short-term in nature, then they have the option to make decisions to perhaps get a cheaper alternative or to not take the trip at all. When your inflation is impacting, when you're looking at it from a industrial property or an office property, where you've got long-term leases, anywhere from 3 to 20 years, unless the business goes under, you're not going to see much disruption to that. So inflation does not impact all classes of real estate the same. It's going to impact multifamily, i.e. apartment buildings, which will generally have one-year leases. It's going to impact them somewhat. You may or may not be able to get the 5% increase next year when they renew. You might only be able to get 2%. But all things adjust over time. And so anyway, being mindful, I think real estate is an awesome investment. It's great to get into when inflation is expected. And I think we're going to have some inflation with us for some time. So take a look at it. Get our free resources. You can get them at stuartheath.com or at harvardgrace.com. And reach out and talk to me on the phone. I would love that. Y'all take care. Thanks for watching.